Hey, this is going to be a video of field stripping a Glock. Just the basic Glock field strip. This happens to be a Glock 22. But this is basically the way you field strip any Glock. They all pretty much work the same. I have numerous Glocks and they all work the same. First thing you do is you want to make sure that the gun is unloaded. I already know that this gun's unloaded, but I still do it anyway. It's an unloaded magazine. Make sure that the chamber is empty. Visually inspect it. Now, to field strip a Glock, you're going to have to dry fire it. Make sure that the gun is unloaded, of course. Make sure that it is pointed in a safe direction and pull the trigger. Now, to remove the slide on the gun, there's two levers. There's one right here, and on the opposite side there's one right there. That is the slide release levers. You have to pull them down while you pull the slide back about 1/10 of an inch. You just barely pull it back a little bit. Now, if you're trying to pull the slide release levers down, they don't want to go anywhere unless you are pulling back the slide. When you begin to pull back the slide, like I said, you just pull it back a little bit. When you begin to pull it back, if you're putting pressure on those levers, it will the levers will drop. I got one of them. There we go. Sometimes they can be a real booger, but that's all you gotta do is pull down both of them at the same time, basically. See, right now it's easy to do it because the slide is released. You just slide off of it. Then you just pull out the recoil spring guide rod assembly. It just pops right out. All that does is rest on the there's a little rim in here that it rests on. And then the barrel comes right out, just drops right out. And there you have it. This is the polymer frame. Parts in here you don't mess with. The internal parts you don't mess with. Like if you're cleaning your gun or whatever, you don't need to remove anything out of there. But that is basically the field strip. You got your barrel, you got your recoil spring guide rod assembly, and then you got your slide. Now, to reassemble it, you put your barrel back in. Then you put your recoil spring back in. There we go. And then you slide your slide back on. Just got to line it up with the rails here. Trying to do this from behind the camera. It snaps back in place. And that's it. That is the basic field strip. Glocks are very easy to break down. No special tools needed.